Hi everyone, welcome to another video. Today I'm looking at this Nissan NV400. I've got a problem with this. The vehicle is going into limp mode occasionally. Lights are on all of the time, really, on the dashboard. It's pretty low mileage, it's only done about 25,000, but it's got some issues. I think it's got a bit of history, this van. It's probably been in an accident at some point. There's a little bit of signs of front end repairs. Rev's okay, and it is drivable, but these lights are constantly on. So I've plugged into it if I will tell, and I'm going to show you the fault codes now. We've got a few fault codes in them. There's some past codes where bits and pieces have been unplugged, but what I'm concentrating on are the current ones. So we've got the particulate filter code, that's current. We've got, if you look at the bottom of the list here, 2 soot weight sensor codes. Now ignore the other codes, I've been unplugging bits and pieces on this, so those codes have logged, but it's the current codes we're looking at. So particulate filter and soot weight sensor. Now this is, if we're just trying to raise them here, so the fault codes come immediately back. They're, apart from the historic ones, particulate filter and soot weight sensor codes come in immediately. Now the DPF pressure sensor has already been changed on this vehicle, so that hasn't made any odds to it. So we've done some electrical tests on it. The wiring seems okay underneath. Visually it's all very good. There's voltage at the plug to the soot weight sensor, which is this sensor here. Here's a part number. It comes in a Renault box. Obviously it's the same vehicle as the Renault Master, so it's all Renault equipment. So hopefully if you need to get one of these sensors, you should be able to get it at a Nissan or a Renault dealer. It's about £200 for this, very similar to a NOx sensor. Looks pretty much identical, to be honest, although this vehicle does have NOx sensors as well, or a NOx sensor. So let's get underneath and get it fitted. So underneath the van now, just going to show you the location of the sensor. So I'm going to be fitting this up now shortly. So you've got one here and one here. Now the one I'm looking at is the one on the right hand side, which I believe to be the soot weight sensor. That runs down here onto the exhaust. It's the front one of the two that you'll see screwed into the exhaust. The wiring looks okay, can't see any issues here. Still quite a new van, so you'd expect it to be. It doesn't look like it's had any rodent infestation or anything like that. So we've got two here that look very similar. It took me a while to work out which one was a soot weight and which was the NOx sensor, but it appears the front one is a soot weight sensor. So I'm gonna remove that now and fit the new one and see if we can clear those fault codes. Okay, so I used a 24mm spanner for this, but you're probably better off with a crow's foot, just get better purchase around it. It was quite tight, so luckily I managed to get this one out. But yeah, you might need to apply a bit of heat if you're struggling. So that's the old one out. It doesn't look in particularly bad shape. I can only think that it's got a internal electrical fault, being that the codes won't clear at all. So we'll pop the new one in, see how we get on. Okay, back inside the vehicle now. Going to see if we can clear the fault codes. As you can see, all the lights are still on. Now this will be interesting, as I've never been able to clear the codes on this. I've actually plugged in as a Renault this time, because the machine seems to respond a lot quicker than when you go in as a Nissan. So we'll raise the codes, read them again. Yep, and you can see they've been successfully cleared. Let's read the codes again. Nothing's come back, so that's a good sign. So let's start the engine, as you can see, the lights have stayed out. So it looks like this has worked for me. Now, I know some guys will go a lot deeper on the diagnostic side of things, looking at data and one thing and another. This vehicle is still a bit new to me, to be honest. So this has worked for me. The video is more to serve as, you know, location of the sensor more than anything else. Replacing it has worked, but you may want to go a little bit deeper with your diagnostics. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.